After surrendering their Premier League crown to Liverpool last season, Manchester City are out for redemption. Guardiola's men finished third in the 24-25 season, which is their lowest in 7 years, and the Catalan mastermind has wasted no time reshaping his squad for another title charge. Incoming transfers for Manchester City will include Rayan Aït-Nouri, who's a left back, was purchased from Wolves. He's going to bring pace, width, and the ability to invert into midfield. Rayan Cherki, which is a right winger purchased from Lyon. He's a mercurial dribbler with flair, perfect for breaking low blocks, and a player with a ton of potential. We have Tijjani Reijnders, who's a central midfielder from AC Milan, was purchased for almost £50 million, and he's going to add box-to-box energy and transitional passing. Anyone who watched AC Milan last year knows how good he was, so I think he'll be a really important pickup for Manchester City. Additionally, Manchester City purchased Xavier Naipan from Rosenborg, who's a highly rated teenage midfield prospect. And they purchased a couple of goalkeepers as well. One is from Burnley, James Trafford. He's a pretty young keeper. Marcus Bettinelli actually was purchased for £2 million from Chelsea. He's going to add some to City. Will include the big one, as everyone knows, Kevin De Bruyne. Central midfielder, of course, left on a free to Napoli. He's absolutely been the heartbeat of City's creativity for a number of years now, and he departs after a legendary spell. I know that Manchester City will definitely miss his creativity and overall leadership for the team, so big departure there. Additionally, Kyle Walker is leaving as well to Burnley, who sold for £5 million, and he's ending a trophy-laden City career as well, one of their leaders for years now. A number of rotation players and young players left as well. This is nothing new for Manchester City. Generally speaking, in the summer transfer window especially, they tend to do a ton of business. We all know how much money they've spent over the years, but they do tend to sell a lot of players as well. So they're definitely busy throughout these summer transfer windows, but those are the main incoming and outgoing players for City. As far as City's tactics are concerned, they have been the gold standard for a number of years for possession control, but it seems like Pep is ready to inject some more unpredictability. Losing De Bruyne removes most of their elite final ball threat, but Cherki's dribbling and Reijnders' vertical running could steer City toward a slightly more direct transitional game. I would expect Ait-Nouri to slot into that hybrid left-back inverted midfielder role, which will give City more variety in build-up and will allow Phil Foden and Jeremy Doku to stay high and wide. The departure of Walker means Pep may experiment with Ait-Nouri or even Kusanov rotating into a right-back role in certain systems. And with Omar Marmoush, who was actually signed in the January transfer window last year, along with Haaland up front, there's potential for a two-striker variation in certain matches, which is something that Guardiola flirted with last spring. As a whole, I would expect Manchester City to be still possession-heavy, but with a touch more chaos and vertical threat in the final third, which, if done well and correctly, which Guardiola's teams usually do, could be pretty terrifying for the Premier League. Manchester City, of course, has a ton of strengths, some of which I'll highlight here. The first one being that their midfield refresh adds youth and dynamism, which is something they've needed for the last season or two. Their wide threat is also enhanced with Ait-Nouri overlaps and Cherki's creativity, and their core leaders like Rodri and Ruben Diaz remain. Rodri being a player who's missed an entire season, but as some people might remember, won the Ballon d'Or the year before. Some of City's weaknesses will include a creative gap post De Bruyne, which could be a big hit for them. They're thin at natural right back, in my opinion, and there could be a potential bedding in period for multiple new arrivals. Guardiola tends to play a very versatile, fluid system. He requires a ton of control, and some players tend to struggle at first. Some players never quite fill in for him, and when that happens, they tend to be gone pretty quickly. So it'll be interesting to see who sinks or swims, especially early in the season. In my prediction for Manchester City this season, if their new look midfield clicks, they could be really frightening. But with Liverpool still flying and all of the money that they spent, along with Arsenal improving, the margin for error for the absolute favorite and having more talent than every Premier League team. So it's a little bit different this year. I would predict, 85, 86 points for Manchester City, and I would predict a second place finish, pushing Liverpool to the wire. Additionally, I would expect a deep Champions League run as usual and a possible FA Cup triumph.